Hello and welcome back to another episode of the DML Podcast. How are you doing today, Sean?
Doing pretty good. Back for more. Are you ready, Kim?
Oh, yeah. Well, first off, been pretty boring without hockey, but guess what? Hockey is coming back very soon. In fact, September 13th through the 16th, Ducks Rookie Faceoff is coming back. And this time, it's in LA.
Well, maybe we could go.
Maybe. Unfortunate side of it is that it's right by LAX in the Toyota Sports Performance Center. So that should be fun traffic to deal with.
What? I don't even know what days are those. September 13th to the 16th. That's Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday.
And then actually on the 12th, even sooner, Ducks Rookie Camp starts. So that means live stream. Probably at like 10 a.m. or something.
It's like the countdown's on. The season's coming. You know, it's a fun time.
And then after that, Ducks training camp shortly after. So that should be fun because I am definitely depressed without hockey, sad as it may be.
Yeah,
life.
It's funny. Like I feel like even my YouTube recommendations want me to watch hockey because they've been recommending me game recaps from 5 years ago. You haven't watched this game recap before, so here's one you haven't watched. You haven't watched one in a while. Here's one from, it was 2019 or something.
Jeez,
it's
getting outed by YouTube.
Basically, yeah. What are you doing? You're not watching hockey anymore.
Ducks are going to play 3 games in this tournament against the Avs, Sharks, and Kings. So that's kind of disappointing not to play against the new, old Utah and Seattle Kraken, who are the first time I think they're in this tournament.
Oh, they're gonna be there too? Oh, okay.
Yeah, 7 teams this time,
yeah.
so that should be interesting. Yeah. One thing that's kind of worrying is that I've seen pictures of the Kings facility, it's where the Kings practice, and not a lot of seating. So, kind of like last year, Sean and I tried to go to the Knights Rookie Face-Off tournament, and we couldn't go because only allowed to people in Vegas. Turns out we could have, but it's a whole other story, I guess. Hopefully
it was advertised as not being allowed to go. Yeah, if you can't have fans come, then what the heck are you doing it for? We've been to the one in Anaheim, which was the best by far. Not even close. The San Jose one was good if you're playing at their their minor league affiliate stadium, the Tech-CU Arena. But if you're at the other one,
I wasn't there when we went to the rookie tournament. I think it was. That's
you're right. But then I went the other year when it was brand new, and that was nice. But yeah. But you're right. Yeah, before that we didn't, but. Yeah, we're super. Honestly, we're super blessed to have the Irvine ice here. It's just so looking around the league, no one else has that. Yeah.
Hopefully, they'll do day passes like they have in the past, and try to keep it under $30 because it's small seating. They can't charge it too much, but I feel like Ducks and Kings fans are gonna be really wanting to go. Pretty hyped for all the rookies. So
Kings fans don't care. Kings fans are just there for the brand. They don't care about hockey.
Ooh. Rosters haven't been announced yet, but I'm guessing, or I'm hoping, we get a line of Cutter, Lucas Pettersson, and Beckett Seneca as a line. Wouldn't that be insane? Pettersson down the middle, Beckett on the right, Cutter on the left. Hopefully at least see Cutter, because he was at Ducks development camp.
Honestly, I don't know if it's fair to have Cutter playing in that after what we saw.
It's definitely not. But he went to development camp, so...
Yeah.
And then also you got Solberg, maybe Taron Smith pairing. That'd be fun.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's looking forward to that for sure. But you know who we won't see there? Ryan Getzlaf. Took a new job with the Department of Player Safety.
That was an interesting one. I guess George Peros picked up the phone, was like, Getzy, I need you.
He knows how bad the player safety is. My only concern with Getzlaf going there is I don't want to hate Getzlaf. I hate Peros now because what he did to Cagliano.
Yeah, I know.
So it's also really weird that Getzlaf was at development camp. So was he not offered a job, or does he want to work with the league? Does he not want to work with the Ducks? I don't know. It's just seems odd. That's all.
Yeah, because now it'd just be it would seem like it would be biased if he was still in the Ducks organization and doing stuff. So he can't really do that at all anymore.
Yeah, that's really sad because I really liked him working with Cutter on faceoffs. At the development camp.
He was literally just the head coach at the development camp, and now he's.
That's true. At one of the teams. Yeah. Huh. Disappointing.
Yeah, well, it'll be interesting to see how close he is with the Ducks. I guess after that, hopefully it's Hopefully he's still coming around. But yeah, it's definitely an interesting move.
And then also maybe you'll get some calls, even though that won't happen, I'm sure. Because it really helped having Paris leading the way. You get all the calls, everyone thinks we got all the calls.
No way.
But on other news, I guess we got a little exciting. We got some new Ducks numbers. So we got 5 new numbers to be revealed. We got Brian Dumoulin, Robbie Fabry, Jansen Harkins, Carson Meyer, and Jackson LaCombe get new numbers. First off, we got Brian Dumoulin, number 6.
Ooh.
He's
Jimmy who?
Jimmy has been replaced officially. Oh boy. I think the person I think of most for number 6 is Ben Lovejoy. Or
I
nickname
think of Jimmy now, but yeah, the Reverend.
The Reverend, yep, from the Simpsons. That's where you got his nickname from. Honestly, I really missed Lovejoy because I feel like he was the best partner for Cam Fowler.
Yeah, that Fowler, like, it's funny because they like seemed like they have like the same personality, like super easygoing, laid back, but like polished and professional. So like it's just funny how like you can see that in their personalities, and it just like translates to the chemistry that they had on the ice. But yeah, I feel like that was a great pairing.
Definitely his best ever. And then unfortunately, then we trade him for Simone Dupre, who never played because of concussion stuff. So that was a fail. All right, and then we got number 13, Robbie Fabry. So I like 13. It's a pretty cool number.
13 kind of slaps. I like that. Mm-hmm. A 13 with kind of his injury history. I don't know. Is that bad juju? I don't know. He's just like, I hope I didn't like just add on to the bad juju, but it's kind of
knock on wood now. Where's your head? There you go. Honestly, between Brian Dumoulin and Robbie Fabry, I think both of them could be gone at trade deadline. They're both on 1-year deals. Especially Dumoulin. I think with our defensive depth, he's kind of like that Labushkin kind of contract. Traded for a 4th-round pick, I could see him getting moved for a 3rd, kind of do the same thing. That's the gun.
Yeah, but I mean, I guess the positive side of that is that they would both be playing good hockey in order for that to happen, right? So, hey, I'll take it.
I guess.
I mean, Labushkin was playing good hockey, and he left.
Yeah, he looked better in Toronto for sure.
It's not going to be like a Klingberg situation, you know.
Well, I mean, let's not put expectations.
I'm just saying that they didn't have the expectations of like a Klingberg coming in. Like these guys are more like role players than
4th line, bottom pairing. Yep.
Yeah.
Totally different. Mm-hmm. And then next on the list, we got the 2nd-year player, Jackson LaCombe. We'll be rocking number 2.
Oh, that's my favorite number. Let's go.
Sean's favorite number. Last worn by Luke Shen, but I think more of it as Kevin Biesca. Juice. And 3 for Biesca, too.
3, yeah.
But
I guess so.
Juice has kind of been more involved with the organization, so that's kind of cool. And I think the best number, here it is. Number 38, Jansen Harkins.
Oh, elite.
Last worn by.
Elite number 1 center, Derek Grant.
There we go, perfect.
How has he even been doing?
He's still over in Europe. I think his team won, actually. And he was pretty good.
Not a surprise, yeah. Probably MVP.
Definitely number 1 center.
In our hearts.
And then last but not least, number 39, Carson Meyer, who probably won't even play with the Ducks, to be honest with you. I think he'll build the goals. But last worn by, guess what? Another Meyer, Ben Myers, who you got from the Colorado Avalanche. But more recently, Big Dick Carrick. So yeah, it's kind of surprising maybe Olwen Zellweger didn't get a number, but he only played 26 games. I think more surprising is Pavel Michukov not getting a new number for year 2, and Jackson LaCombe did.
I mean, Minty also seems like the guy that's like, I don't care.
Yeah.
Like, I don't care what number. Like, I can't have 10, then I don't care. Yeah.
He's never getting 10. Sorry, Minty. I know you wanted that number, though. So, new numbers?
Yeah, Zelly's a little surprising, because, yeah, I mean,
26 games, he's still rookie. Definitely not.
I mean, the way he played, he's definitely going to be more in the rotation now, so.
He's getting 3.
These rules are rules.
Really curious what Minty will get, because Zelly is most likely going to get 3. No clue what Minty will take, since 10 is out of the option. We've got new numbers, so why don't we talk lineups? So I made a video talking about my lineups for next year, what I think the Ducks will do, what I want. And Sean has some opinions, differences. So, do you want to go through your lineup, Sean, or do you want me to state my lineup first, maybe?
I think there's a lot more that we agree on than disagree.
Okay.
But I think, maybe just for the people that might not have a chance to watch yours, maybe just go through it again, and then it'll also give you some time to get ahead of my attack and, start playing defense early. So take it away, Kim.
No question, no brainer for both of us. The number one center is Leo Carlsson. Like I said in the video,
Absolutely.
Lock it away, throw away the key.
Yeah.
It's happening.
It's already, you can tell just by like the branding that the Ducks have been doing with the new jersey. They're setting him up to be the number one center. And
already, then our lineup changes. So my top line, I have Leo at the center, I got Cutter on the left wing, and I got Killer on the right wing for what the Ducks will do.
I mixed it up a little bit. I feel like a lot of times with the Ducks, they like to repeat a lot of things, so go back to like what they might have initially tried out. So that's why I was thinking like we're gonna go back to the Killer, Leo, Timmy first line. They had a year pretty much together, just kind of building on that chemistry. I think the Ducks are gonna try to, at least early on, try to see if that can work again.
I mean, I guess the hope is Terry picks it up, because then it looked good. It's just Terry didn't play good, so maybe that I could agree with that, I guess, in some regards. But I still like Cutter on the left wing, just because that's what they did the last game. We only got one sample size. All right, so line 2 for me. I think the Ducks put Z at center, Frankie the Tank on the left wing, and Timmy on the right wing for my second line.
Okay, so this is where some differences are. I have Frank on. I think the Ducks will have Frank on the left wing for sure. But then, I don't know what to think of all these Z trade rumors. There's got to be like some truth to it. That's like maybe not a good taste that the Ducks have in their mouth. So that's why I think McTee's going to be the second line center. And then how much they love putting Frank and Ryan Strome together. So I think they're going to put Strome on the right wing.
Interesting. Sean's blowing smoke into the fire, or whatever they say on the Z rumors. He's believing it a little bit. Uh-oh. All right, and then we go for line number 3. I got McTavish in the center position with the newly acquired Fabry. And then right winger, Ryan Strome, a.k.a. Gaston.
Yeah.
Someone gets that reference.
Yeah, you got to join the Discord to get those, get in on all the DML inside jokes. So yeah, this is where I slotted in Cutter on the third line, or what I think the Ducks will do, just because I feel like the Ducks have never like really let a young person kind of start out that high. So maybe except just kind of ease them in. Well, except Leo, but
he did the Leo plan.
Yeah. So and Z drops in here because the Ducks can't put him on the fourth line. And then Brian Leeson on the right wing, just because I think he's the next best right winger that could go.
Brian Leeson is Brent Leeson.
Oh, Brent Leeson. Whoops.
He remembers the first name anyway most of the time.
Yeah.
And then for the fourth line, we got Lundy for me in the center, left wing McGinn, and right wing Brent Leeson.
Our bottom lines are like pretty much the same. I have Fabry, Lundy, and McGinn.
Yeah. Same there.
So this is what we think the Ducks are going to do. So, I had to like kind of really separate myself. I'm Greg Cronin. Beaker's chiming me on the phone, telling me what team I should be putting out there. So I just really got into that mindset, and so this is the team I think the Ducks will put out. Now, I think we're going to switch it over, and if me and Kim were behind the bench, what would we do? So Kim, let's hear it.
Guess what? Leo is still number one center.
Same.
And guess what? Cutter is still on left wing for me as what I think the Ducks will do, along with Killer on the right wing.
Yeah, so I swapped out Frank with Cutter. I'm saying Frankie, you had the big season. Putting it with Leo Killorn. I'm gonna have him get rewarded to start the season. I know, just try to start that kind of mentality. Hey, you put up 40 goals. Well, you can go ahead and play on the top line.
Not a fan of Frankie on number 1, but I know you're going to get a lot of fans with that one, Sean. Don't worry.
Yeah.
Definitely a big Frankie following on the channel.
Yeah.
So, line number 2, we got McTavish down center with Z moving over to left wing and Timmy on right wing.
Okay. I got Timmy on right wing. This line I put together, I did it purely for fun. Like, this is the
You
line
think Timmy's fun?
that
Aw,
everybody.
thanks.
This is the line that everybody is going to hate. So I got Cutter on the left, Z in the middle, Timmy on the right. Like, just already Cutter, polarizing player because of everything that happened in Philadelphia. Z, maybe the most polarizing player in the NHL.
Right.
And I just really wish that, I liked somebody else on the right wing more than. I wish I liked Vetrano on the right wing, because then that would really be like a huge like instigator line and just likes to be like pesky on the ice. But yeah, I really want to see Cutter and Z together. I feel like that's a really fun pairing. I feel like similar kind of play styles and confidence, arrogance, whatever you want to call it, and then also just Z feeding Cutter after seeing him the way he can shoot. I feel like that would be a lot of fun.
No, I agree with you. It actually does sound like a really fun line. I'm sure the Ducks will experiment quite a bit, but I've also seen people do like Cutter, Z, and Leo on a line together. That sounds insane.
Yeah, I've seen that one, but then I just who's gonna play right wing on that one? Cutter is like a Cutter and Z. I would like throw them on left wing, but I don't know if I've seen enough of them on like the right side.
Yeah, the offside. Yeah, it'd be interesting. I think Leo did play right wing in the SHL, but obviously, I guess you could do Z at center, but that sounds awful to me. So not doing that.
Yeah, a little hard.
Very top heavy too.
Mm-hmm.
No spreading out the offense. But then we got fourth line now. So what do I want? I want Lundy.
Or third line, right?
Oh yeah, you're right. Third line. We got Stromer in the center, so he's moving back from playing right wing basically last year. With Frankie, his bestie, still with him on the left wing, and Leeson on the right wing.
Whoa, really? That's what you did?
Frankie,
that's
Stromer.
right. Because you had McT on the second line, right? Okay,
Yep.
that makes a lot more sense. Yeah, so I got McT in the center on this line, which maybe putting him on the third line. I think he's got plenty of room to move up. And I do like McT and maybe Z on the wing potentially, but to start out the season, I think they're gonna want to get like the the young like guys games at center, because I don't want to put all my eggs in one basket yet. So I'm gonna put McT at center, Fabry on the left wing, and then Strome on the right. I think Fabry is like a really fun player if he can just stay healthy. I was actually looking at his stats. And he reminds me a lot of Vetrano when he came over to the Ducks.
Interesting.
Not the injury stuff, but
they
came into the league at the same time. And outside of Vetrano's last season, they have had like pretty similar point production. I almost wonder if this is like something maybe the Ducks are kind of like there's something that they see
hoping
that's like similar, or maybe they can recreate kind of like a Frankie season with him, but he's got to stay healthy. And after the Ducks last season, and maybe I don't know how much of that has to do with the Ducks training staff. Hopefully it was just a fluke, but his injury past with what we've kind of experienced the past season definitely gets me a little anxious.
Both of his knees got like torn at one point in his career, and I think multiple times in one of his knees. I think his right knee. Fabry does have a really good shot. He kind of is very skilled, kind of like Z in some ways. But then, I guess fourth line finally. Basically the same for both of ours. Lundy in the center, McGinn, Leeson on either side.
Yeah, and I feel like the fourth line, like this is just what it's going to start out with, but like this is going to be like I feel like it's going to be like the revolving door line. I mean, there's so many players like in the AHL that can come up and play. It's just going to really be like who's playing well.
It's basically based on camp for me too for opening night, because I could see Calandro make it in to the lineup. Nestorenko, even Regenda could make it into the fourth line. Even Myers or Harkins too. I mean, I would hope neither Meyer or Harkins make it, but it's possible if they have a good camp.
Yeah, and also all those guys that we listed, they're just like classic fourth line players.
Fourth liners,
I mean, just great like classic checking line for those guys. So just
won't bring anything not excited about them, but they'll be serviceable. Yeah. That's the rule. On to the defense now, I guess. Then, huh?
Oh yeah, this was much harder than the forwards.
Oh yeah, all right. Well,
I did not like for the first pairing. I did not like any of my options.
I agree with that actually. Well, not totally. I guess I liked one person. So I guess what I think the Ducks will do. I put Fowler on the left and Zelli on the right. And then I put Mincy underneath with Gudas. And then underneath third pairing will be Dumoulin and Leno, as what I think the Ducks will do.
So I stuck with Fowler and Lacombe as the number one pairing. I mean, the Ducks did it all last season. Didn't change it. I don't think they're going to change it.
No, there's no way where they're doing that. They changed that towards the end of the season. That was absolute garbage trash pairing. If they're going to keep it together, Lacombe has to play on his left side. Fowler has to be the right D. This is the one I'm like, no, Sean, that's not going to happen.
The Ducks are stubborn.
If it happens, season's already over. Saying it now.
What? Man, it's more. Season might already be over. But
that's fair enough. All right, continue down.
All right. Then I think Mincy and Gudas going to be together for the second pairing, and then Dumoulin and Zelli for.
And Zelli, all right. I do like the idea of Dumoulin with Zelli.
I just personally like him. All of mine. I just try to do like vet with the young. I feel like the Ducks do that. Like the Ducks will never put two young players together. It's always a vet and a younger player. So that's what I was trying to do. And I just don't. I mean, I know they switched up the Fowler Lacombe thing, but I just don't. But the thing that was hard for me is trying to find somebody to play with Fowler. And
I had that same problem in the video. I was like, I didn't like anyone with Fowler.
The person I honestly, I think would like the best with Fowler would be Gudas, but then I just like Minty and Gudas together so much, and also Fowler with Gudas. I thought that sounds good, but then also that's going to be a really slow pairing. So
oh yeah, it would.
I can't put them together. So it's just I don't like any of the number one pairing choices on the left side, except Minty maybe. But then, yeah.
Well, yeah, that's... Speaking of which,
that's the real number one pairing. Yeah.
My lineup for number one is Minty as our number one defenseman. But he will be paired with Leno, which is definitely a shocker, considering he played 7 games last year and had a knee infection. So who knows if he played with the Ducks. Verbeek said he would, but of course that was before his knee injury, so we'll see if it changes. And then pairing number 2, we got Zelli on the left and Gudas on the right. I really like that pairing. Very short king vibes, though, I will say. Very small. But Zelli got them thick legs, so we good. And Gudas, just a beast. Bottom pairing. Cam Fowler is no longer a top pairing defenseman. He is bottom third pairing Cam Fowler with Brian Dumoulin, who I like the best with Fowler.
All right, I think we got some... Our second pairing is the same.
Yeah.
Zelli and Gudas. I kind of like that. Like I was saying before, with the number one lefty choice, I don't see it being anyone other than Fowler still. I mean, I just don't think...
You want the Ducks to do that?
Well, because I'm putting Mincy with Fowler.
Okay, so you're compensating. Man,
so I'm
Mincy.
Compensating. Yeah, I know.
Quite a
Mincy,
bit.
But it's
That's what he can do.
Trying to... Mincy, I feels like, really right now, it's like the Ducks' best all-around defenseman. So that's why I'm putting him with Fowler, because he'll be responsible enough. And it's also still got a little bit of mentorship with Fowler. Then, Zelli, Gudas, and Lacombe, who will be playing on the left side with Dumoulin.
I feel like that could be a really good pair, actually. Very, let
Lacombe they're both
find his
balanced
role.
players. Yeah.
Yeah, because especially when he was able to get up into the rush, he looked really good. Especially when he played against Minnesota. Those 2 games, he went through the defense a bunch.
Oh, yeah.
And almost got some goals.
Yeah.
That does it for the lineup, so I guess... Yeah, what were you saying, Sean? Sorry.
I wanted to put Lacombe with somebody like I feel like playing with Fowler, he can tend to be a little bit offensive, so I really wanted to put Lacombe with somebody a little bit more responsible, or not responsible isn't the right word, but just stay
at home defenseman. Yeah.
More stay at home, yeah.
And I guess just the goalies, I think we both agree it's going to be split 1-1 based on Verbeek's comments of a splitting time. Even though we would want Dosty to get more games, I think, but also don't want to push him too much.
Yeah, agree. I definitely think game number 1, who's in net, Kim?
I think Gibby will start in San Jose. Dosty will have the backup back-to-back, because it's back-to-back games. No. It goes Sharks. So Dosty will start versus the Sharks, and then we play someone else, and then we have a back-to-back, right? Is that how it goes? Let me look it up now.
I feel like Gibby will definitely start game number 1.
I think Dosty gets the home game. All right, so... So Dosty will get the Sharks game. Gibby will get the Knights game, I think. And then Dosty will get the home game against Utah. That's what it is. Okay, you agree with that, or you think?
I feel like it's just Gibby's in there for so long. It's just he's going to start game number 1, and then
okay.
Yeah, so I guess we're flip-flopped on that one just because of the rest.
I think Gibby will start versus the Sharks, Dosty versus the Knights, which is a tougher matchup, so that would be a good test for Dosty. But I think Dosty would still start the home game, though, personally. I don't think Gibson would switch back.
How much time?
2 days in between.
2 days?
Yeah, so yeah. I don't
know. I feel like Gibby, like it's like the same argument I made for, I think Gibby's going to start game number 1, like he's going to start home game number 1, too.
I mean, Dosty started last year, home game number 1.
Guess that's true.
There'll be interesting storyline there.
Yeah.
Well, we talked the lineups. I guess, is that all on the lineups? Do you have anything else to add, I guess?
No, I mean, you kind of mentioned Leno. I think he's definitely going to be up there. I just think the start of the season, not yet, just because of the injury history. You mentioned Colangelo. I think he's going to be up at some point for sure. I don't think Buckets is going to be there this year because
might get a 9-game trial at the end.
Yeah, but because there's really no reason to force them to. I mean, Ducks are
there isn't.
Have so many other forwards that we want to see.
We're actually really good depth wise, which is something I think I said in a video last year. I was concerned about the depth. This year, we got a lot of options for the fourth line. There's like 5 players you could fill in.
Yeah, the other thing we kind of talked about with the lineups, like, it's not really like top heavy. Like, there's really 3 scoring lines here. I would say, where I feel like maybe compared to the Ducks last season, I guess. But
yeah, I guess
more so. But I mean,
injuries, I guess. Yeah.
I feel like there's a lot to be optimistic about, and I feel like we should see a lot more competitive, maybe closer to 500 team.
Please, I can't do it again.
Yeah.
I don't need playoffs. I need some fun, close games. Which, granted, more games were close last year. I just didn't win. I just Okay. Yeah, I guess that does it for the lineup. But you know who we won't see in the lineup this coming season? Patrik Laine officially was traded today. What a steal by Kent Hughes. Canadiens get Patrik Laine and a second-round pick for one Jordan Harris, who is a very solid third pair. He's probably...
Well, he's like 24, too, so he's young.
I mean, he's kind of is what he is. You know what you're getting when you get him. Very solid. I just wish the Ducks could have matched that. I mean, easily throw him McComb, who we don't exactly know his potential yet. He has a lot of potential. So, he's 23, and I think he could have easily been a player in this, but maybe they didn't want him. Maybe they liked Jordan Harris better. But the fact that Canadiens got back a second-round pick is crazy. That's just the retention, I'm guessing.
Retention, yeah. I was going to say, they're not giving any money back, or the Columbus isn't sending any money over, so they're taking the full contract.
It's not hard to be disappointed when we are promised a top 6 winger and a top 4 defenseman, and now we get nothing this offseason. We got Fabry and got Dumoulin. Yeah. That's it. That's pretty disappointing. But maybe Lonnie didn't want to come here.
Yeah, we don't. I was going to say, we don't know everything, so I'm sure Verbeek was in on this just like he was in on all the other free agents, and I'm sure there was an offer on the table, and I think it's just kind of someone we've been seeing that some players just don't want to play in Anaheim. They want to go to the Habs, all the history there, playing for a big market team.
That's what Laine said. He wanted to go to the Habs. He was very excited to get away from Columbus because everyone cares about hockey in Montreal, not in Columbus, obviously.
You know what the other downside of this trade is that the Zegras trade rumors are just going to get ramped up to the Habs.
You think
now.
so? I think they go down now. They don't have any money.
You think so?
Yeah, they're pretty tight cap-wise, I think, now.
Yeah, I mean, they could make something work in the trade, but I feel like it's just, Hab fans are feeling like they got Laine for Zegras. Like the trade proposals I've seen online have been
trash,
terrible. So that would just kind of add fuel to their fire. Like, oh yeah, we should get Zegras for a second. Okay,
I guess there was a report that the Habs are the only team that wouldn't do no retention on Laine. So that means if the Ducks were trying, Verbeek wanted retention. So that basically Habs are the only option if they didn't want retention, which is what the GM of the Columbus Blue Jackets said. Kind of interesting. We have $22 million in cap space, and we don't do any retention on a deal. That's technically, it's low risk, high reward in my eyes. I just don't.
I guess maybe Verbeek's just thinking some of that money is already tied up in, some of the young guys here. But even still,
I'll give him maybe in the off season we have to sign McTavish and Dossie, so maybe he's thinking big contracts for them. That's the only way I can see it, I guess. And maybe he did his due diligence. He talked with his agent and didn't like his vibe. You don't want to mess up the locker room chemistry. I get that. So that's an option. Or maybe really we're on his 10-team no-trade list. So
yeah,
lots of options, but just very disappointed we have not done anything. I think that does it. I think we hit all our notes. I feel like that was much better than the first one there, Sean. I think
we're getting better.
I feel like it's a little more coherent. Still a few laughs, little awkward silences, but I think that was pretty good. Anything else you want to add, Sean?
No.
No?
Felt good for me. Yeah. Again, this isn't going to be like a regularly scheduled thing. I think we're just jumping on because it's quiet. We wanted to do like some lineup predictions. There's a Laine news, so it's just going to be kind of random. But
whenever we want to do it, whenever we feel like it, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess please check out our social links down below and our partner Sports Spider, who was kind enough to not make us do an ad read anymore, but still going to promote our channel for free. So that's nice of them. So definitely go check it out. Even though it was ad read, but I feel like I should mention them once, just saying they are indefinitely our partner for right now.
Mm-hmm.
That's cool. So if you enjoyed, like, subscribe, follow, leave a review, whatever. I don't know. However podcast works. And thank you for listening, watching, and
go Ducks!
That was rough. All right. Bye, everyone.
Go Ducks. Bye.
Good.